Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Kurt Wiegel, this is Geeks. Today we're going to be talking about Spawn of Azathoth, which is an older campaign for Call of Cthulhu. Now, older meaning it was one of the first ones they came out with when the game was young. Now, there are several of these that you could take a look at. The big four were Fungi from Yuggoth, which has been reprinted in various and sundry forms. There's Spawn of Azathoth, and the two more famous ones, Shadows of Yog-Sothoth and Master Nyarlathotep, the latter which being my favorite of the bunch, principally because it actually makes sense. Most of the other campaigns were an excuse to globetrot you from place to place across the world and sometimes beyond to get information, get stuff, and turn into what I like to call the Mythos Hoedown, where you run into pretty much every Mythos baddie that doesn't make sense for them to be there. I really like Master Nyarlathotep because it was much more coherent than some of the other ones. Now, with Spawn of Azathoth, this leads off with a ghostly encounter you have, which leads you to a psychic, which then leads you going to various places across the earth, essentially to find a piece of Azathoth, the great outer god, the daemon sultan, the idiot blind god sitting at the center of the universe, and this is the herald of the end times, meaning bad stuff is about to go down. So this leads you across the world, like I said, not to as many places as Massive Nyarlathotep or Shadows of Yog-Sothoth. This keeps it a bit more focused. You wind up in Rhode Island, Montana, Florida, the Endymion Islands, the Dreamlands, because they had to go there, and finally into the Tibetan interior. It's a decent campaign to send your players through. It's not quite the meat grinder that Masks and Shadows are, but it's there. I'm not going to speak ill of it because it does its job. It works. It's just I have it for completeness sake, and there are others that honestly kind of do the job better. But it's a good campaign if you want to take a look at it, and it gives it sort of, it's gentler than the other two if you want the truth. It's not as exciting or linked, but it's also less likely to kill every character in every single setting. Have fun gaming, y'all.